want to sign up for the Patreon for In an Hour's Time with Matara Khan, you need another hour. You need just a little bit more every single week. Join the Patreon and support the podcast, as well as making sure that the editors get paid and not just yelled at. For the just a little bit more tier, you will get access to a Discord. You will get an extra episode a week. Most of the time, I will try to get it with the guests. And of course, your name in the credits at the end of each episode. But if you go a tier higher for the I Need Another Hour, you will get something mailed to your house every month. For this month, if you sign up before the end of July, you will be receiving this postcard. It will be showcasing the 4 guests we have on and this lovely, beautiful little sticker. This is what's going to be available for this month, but you never know what's going to happen next month. And of course, there's a show-off tier where it's the same stuff as all the other stuff, but you just get a shiny name in the Discord. Thank you for supporting this Patreon. Thank you for supporting this podcast. And of course, thank you for supporting and making sure that the editors actually get paid. Wahoo! Join. Hello and welcome back to In an Hour's Time with Matara Khan, your host. That's right. And today I have a very special guest. He is not a VTuber despite the glasses that he is wearing. He is Oscar XD. And if you've ever seen VTubers walk around a convention with a strong, muscular, sexy man holding them, or if you've ever come to a booth trying to meet one of us and you've been held up by a mean-looking security man, that's him. Hi, Oscar, and welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having me. It's actually a really big honor. I'm excited.
I'm so excited. So I need you all to understand that Oscar has a job in big tech and he manages to go to a million of these conventions. Case in point, we just were at Offkai together where he maid-bogged me in a gorgeous maid dress, right? And then he flew back, and now tomorrow you are flying to Otakon.
That's right. Yeah. 3 days of work, 3 days of the gym, and now we're doing this. I
That
haven't even
is
packed yet, actually.
crazy. So before we started kind of going into your history about everything, tell me a little bit about yourself. How do you usually describe yourself to people?
I have a very hard time describing myself, but a lot of my friends, a lot of my IRL friends, describe me as just an easygoing guy, super
That's
chill,
true.
very approachable, easy to talk to.
Hmm.
I want to say I'm kind of like one of those introverted extroverts. Like when I'm at
Yeah,
home,
yeah.
I have a very normal life.
Hmm.
I don't really go
Except you
out.
have big biceps. But other than that,
Yeah.
big shoulders, big biceps. But other than that, you're very normal. Hmm.
Very, very normal, very normal. But then when I'm out and about, the wheels don't stop.
Yeah.
So if you catch me before 8 p.m., yeah, we're in for a good time. But if you catch me after that, I'm probably already getting ready for bed.
I see, I see. I mean, I've said this to you before, but I have never, ever, ever seen you in a bad mood, ever. And I have probably in the last 2.5 years gone to how many conventions with you at that convention? Minimum 20. No, maybe less, maybe like 10. Maybe
Hmm
more. Okay. But I've also seen you at a lot of conventions and I've just never, ever, ever seen you in a bad mood. What's your secret? Please don't say the prom. Please don't say the medal.
I'll give you the answer that is very common in the V2 sphere. Whimsy, honestly,
Hey, the
if
big whimsy.
whimsy, but like seriously, if your life is at rock bottom,
Hmm.
you can only go up from there. And
That is
and
very true.
I don't want to get into the lore of
Hmm. Of
Oscar
you.
before.
I do
Uh,
know the lore. You have once told me the lore and it was very rock bottom. And now
yeah,
he's
yeah,
just,
I've hit rock bottom.
yeah.
So yeah, everything has been great since then.
Mm-mm-mm. That is something I definitely want to talk about later because I do feel you're such a role model for working hard, playing hard. You still get to have good job, but still get to go to conventions. Every single person that's ever interacted with you has nothing but positive things to say. And by the way, he'll work a booth all convention long. Then he'll go out, and the next day, 8 in the morning, he's at the gym. Every convention. You're crazy for that, by the way.
I think I skipped a session at Anime Expo,
Oh,
and I feel
one
bad about it.
session at anime.
I
Oh, ugh. I need to know how many grams of protein do you eat a day?
over 200 grams. Yeah.
I have another
I,
question. Why are your tacos so pathetic?
you're such a hater.
I am telling you the truth. I had tacos today. I will post a picture comparing my tacos to Oscar tacos. You can have tacos that will still have good macros, but you can add hot sauce, you can add onion, you can add tomato. Come on.
Tomato? What?
Yeah, like diced tomato with
No.
diced onion, like pico de
Cilantro
gallo.
and onion is the only
Yeah.
two toppings you could put on there.
You don't like
No.
tomato?
tomato on other things, but on tacos, no. No, no,
Mm.
no, no, no.
So then if you said cilantro and onion, why did your tacos look like that at Anime Expo?
It was midnight. I I think they were just out. We're gonna go with that.
I love that. All right, I want to reminisce a little bit. So before we actually talk about how you got into this stuff, what's the anime that you remember really affecting your life or touching you or just it could be anything as early or as late. First thing that comes to mind.
Um, Naruto.
Hey, we love
I
that. We love
I
that.
I don't really watch anime, and I get roasted about it all the time when I go to cons
Mhm.
because people come up to me like, "Oh my god, are you watching this?" And I'm just like, "Uh,
I mean, look, as a
no."
fully grown adult, it is very hard to keep up with any serialized anime. We just had way more time back then.
Mhm,
What
mhm.
about Naruto got to you?
Not Shippuden, but the
No, no, the
first
old
part
one.
of
My
it.
Ninja
Yeah,
Way.
yeah, yeah.
Naruto.
Naruto, of
Tattabayo.
course.
My Ninja Way.
I think just being an outcast kid,
Mm.
really, really resonated with me, and trying to find friends that I could fit in with and all of that stuff, just kind of clicked with me. And I think after that, I was just kind of like, dude. And then Neji's story, you know,
Oh,
um,
yes. With having
I've
to
also
train and
experienced stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. Just being the second family, the
yeah,
the
yeah.
outcast family, all that stuff. Yeah. Um, but yeah, that's probably my one anime that I can be like, oh yeah, I'll talk about this all the time. But beyond that, I have not watched a lot of anime. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z, everybody's watched
Yeah,
Dragon Ball
of
Z,
course.
so yeah, yeah. But like, I'll talk to you about that. But it's not as special as Naruto to me.
Well, then I guess I'm going to give a little bit of a rundown for some of the folks listening. I first met Oscar when I joined VShojo. And one of my first kind of activations with VShojo was we were doing, I think, meet and greets at TwitchCon, it was, right? Because I debuted
Mhm.
right around TwitchCon almost 3 years ago now. And Oscar was working the booth. He was getting stuff done. And pretty much I was told if you need stuff done, Oscar's your guy. Now, Oscar was never an employee of VShojo, but you just always or kind of the guy that they roped in anytime they needed work. There's something need doing, you were there.
Mhm.
And then I found out that you were actually doing stuff for Senpai Squad, et cetera, et cetera. So tell me a little bit, do you remember your first convention ever? And how did you start working conventions? I know that's two questions in one, but.
My first convention was
Mm-hmm.
back in like 2010, 2011.
Hey, what kind of,
Um,
you don't have to say which one just in case, or you could,
no,
up
no,
to
no, it's totally
you.
fine. I mean, if you were watching Michi and Ari stream this past weekend, an actual friend of mine from that convention uh that had a little bit, which caught me off guard because I
Uh
haven't seen
huh.
him in like 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's Anime NebraskaCon in Nebraska. And before I moved
Whoa.
down to Texas, I lived in
That is
Nebraska for a good
not where I
15 years.
expected you to go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is not what I expected. What is it called? Anime NebraskaCon?
NebraskaCon. Yeah,
I love
Nebraska
that. I love
Con,
that.
just a little play on words. Yeah. But that was my first convention ever. I had no idea what they were. And before that I was a wedding photographer. Um,
No.
yeah, so I
The
had a
amount of
camera, I
side
had
quests
everything.
this man has done.
Yeah. Yeah. But I was doing a wedding and I was filling up my car after
Mhm.
the wedding, and a friend of mine called me and he's like, "Hey, I see these people in costumes at this hotel. You want to go check it out?" So I'm like, "Sure,
What he
it's
meant to say was, I see beautiful women in costumes. You have a camera? Let's go check it out, huh?
whatever he did to convince me that night,
Yeah,
definitely
it
changed the
worked.
course of my life. So, but yeah, I was a wedding photographer. I walked into that convention and it was still fairly new.
Mhm.
Most cons have media applications and
Yeah.
social media teams and all that stuff. I just kind of walked in with my camera. I was like, hey, can I take a couple pictures of these cosplays?
Mhm.
They were like, sure, here's a badge, have fun.
Mm-mm-mm.
Posted those on Facebook back when Facebook was, very, very
Yup.
early on.
Don't tell
Uh,
me you took the viral Jessica Negri Pikachu photo, except instead of
no, no,
San
no, no,
Diego
no.
Comic Con, it was
No,
at
no.
Anime Nebraska Con.
It was
It
an
was you.
secrets. The secret's out. No,
It
no,
was
no.
you. And then you just edited it lightly to look like it was San Diego Comic Con. It was you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The lobby is all a fake. It's all a fake. It's
Yeah,
all a
yeah, yeah,
fake.
yeah. You knew how to
Um,
use the Photoshop back then.
no, I actually got to meet her. I think like a year or two after that, just because
Yeah.
a lot of the photos that I took, I used a lot of wedding editing techniques,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess that style just kind of hit. So from there, I just was like, hey, I'm gonna go to all the conventions in the Midwest. So I went
Ooh.
to stuff down in Kansas, Iowa, Minnesota, and then Chicago. Anime Central is like our anime expo.
Yeah, it's big. It's big.
It's the largest in the Midwest, and everybody treks to that one. So I drove 8 hours to that, and
That's
just did
crazy.
my thing with photos from there.
So you had started as a photographer.
Yeah. So my convention journey started as a photographer.
I would love for you to one day dig up some of those old photos. Pretty please with
Oh,
the cherry
I
on
can
top.
send you some old
Oh,
photos.
I'd love it. I'd love it.
I've gotten a couple published, and that's what led me to like going to Anime Expo.
Okay. Okay.
In like 2015, 2016, and
That's
the horseshoes are where everybody hangs out.
Yep.
Any cosplayer, any photographer. And I think I spent my first 2 anime expos just there,
there
8 hours a day,
photographing.
taking photos of
Wow.
everybody.
So this means next time I need a photo taken, you're my guy.
I got you. I
From
got
now
you.
on, you're my guy. It's my time to get married. You're my guy. Will you do a good rate for my wedding?
Sure, yeah.
Perfect. All right. So then how did that lead? When did you first meet? So I know you from working. Basically, Senpai Squad is this lovely company. Also, this is an integrated advertisement, so you can't skip it, everybody. But my merch drop with Senpai Squad is currently live. If you'd like to check it out, get your Matara car shade, get your little air freshener, get a shirt. Maybe we have a photo of Oscar wearing the shirt.
I need to steal one of those shirts.
Oh, you still haven't?
I haven't stolen one yet.
Okay,
I
okay.
like being fair to Kim. I'll steal one shirt at convention.
Yeah. Message him. Steal. You do enough stuff. But no, Doki taught me about this where I do integrated ads. So they're unskippable ads. It's an unskippable cutscene.
That's good.
So Kim is really good at what he does, and he has learned to steal very capable employees. How did you first get stolen by him at a convention?
He was actually a photographer too. And
Of
we
course
met
he was.
at one of my first anime expos.
Okay, so like
he
10
was-
years ago, 11 years ago.
Yeah, very close to 10 years ago now. At that time, he was getting ready to launch Senpai Squad.
Ooh.
And was hosting his hotel room parties, his park cons.
Yep.
But then wanted to venture into actually hosting after parties at venues. So his very first one was at Anime Expo at some really sketchy warehouse.
Oh my God, of course.
And he back then was actually one of the craziest partiers.
He still kind of is. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah, no,
Such
he,
a small
if
body,
he gets
but
wild.
it
He gets
can
wild.
hold so much alcohol. I don't understand.
But he wound up drinking a little too much that night and passed out before the party like really kicked off.
Okay.
So I just happened to go and was like, hey, I will sell your merch at
Tomorrow.
this party. Because some parties have merch tables and you can buy gear there.
Wait. You're telling me he had his merch set up at a party?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
Momos.
he
your
does that all the
next-
time.
Next year, hotel room party, because my Momos do a hotel room party every con. Momos, next hotel room party, I am shipping you my merch to sell.
They
will-
can 100% do that. Yep.
I will show up cash only. No, obviously I'm kidding, but that is actually so good for him. That hustle, because again, selling things online was not the same 10 years ago. Like that is so smart. You just wow. Please continue. The more I find out about you guys, the more in awe I am. This podcast
Yeah.
is for me. I'm learning the deep lore.
But yeah, he wound up passing out that night, and
So you were like, all
I
right,
took
let me take
over-
over. Yeah, this merch
yeah, I just took
table.
over selling the merch at the party and wound up selling everything by the time the night ended. And then the next morning, he was like, "Hey, do you want
want a
work
job?"
for Senpai
Yeah.
Squad?"
Oh my God, that's incredible. What were you selling? Was it like posters? Was it shirts? Was it keychains? Do you remember?
Keychains and stickers.
Okay.
And maybe one or two T-shirts that were copied designs off.
Yeah. We don't talk
We'll
about
keep
what was
quiet.
happening
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah, yeah.
2015. Everybody has a start, okay?
At that time, I was switching careers. I went from just kind of picking up jobs left and right in Nebraska, to kind of figuring out what I really wanted to do and really dive into. So I got a big boy job in tech.
Big tech
and
boy, big boy tech
Couldn't
job.
I couldn't go to conventions anymore. I had to buckle down, make sure that I didn't get fired.
Especially your first
that
few
meme?
years. Yeah, which one?
Yeah, you know that meme where that guy's just kind of standing in front of that server rack with all the cables? That would have been me.
Oh,
But
like I can't let
no.
them fire me. I gotta at least the first few years. Now this
Yeah,
man
yeah,
is
so-
always at every convention, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, so I didn't go to conventions for like 3 years, and I didn't see Kim or any of my friends from the Senpai Squad stuff
Mm-hmm.
until I moved down to Texas, and then I came to a WeepCon when it was like in its third year, maybe
Oh,
4 or 5 years ago, and
baby,
I saw
we've
Kim.
gone. Mm-hmm.
I saw Kim in a little 10 by 10 booth and was like, "Oh, hey man, what's going on?" Catching up, and then
Wait, just let me backtrack it very quickly. You sold a bunch of stuff at his hotel. He offered you a job. You worked it a little bit, but then you
mhm,
got the big boy job and you had to drop off. And then
mhm.
randomly, you said about 5-ish years ago, like right
Yep,
after COVID, maybe? Right as
right,
stuff
right
was,
before COVID really
oh, right before.
got
So
crazy. Yeah, yeah,
2019.
yeah, like 2020, 2021.
Okay. So before like the
Mhm.
second re go back of COVID.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You basically saw him at WeepCon at a 10 by 10 and you went, wait a second, you're the guy from the hotel room from like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he had a lot more merch at this booth, from back at the party
Mm-hmm.
or in comparison to the party. But was just like, if you ever need help again, I actually moved down to Texas.
Ooh.
I'm ready. I
Yeah.
can actually take time off, and he hit me up like 2 weeks after that because Texas has a convention every month.
Every
Like I'm not
time.
kidding
It's
you.
huge.
There's
Yeah.
so many conventions down here.
Texas is big. It's
Um,
got 4 big cities and there's always something happening. Yeah, it's true.
mhm.
Texas anime fans or convention fans are eating good.
I hear there's gonna be a couple more conventions coming up in 2027, but
Hey. Wait, new
that's
conventions?
new conventions and some that are coming back. Yeah,
Tell me everything. Are we allowed to leak anything?
my lips are sealed for now.
Okay. Tell me off the record. Off the record. I want
Yeah,
to be
yeah, yeah. I
fed.
got you. I got you. You're gonna be in Texas a lot then if you're interested.
Hey, I'm always
Just saying.
interested. Except I will say this after Anime Expo, no convention is hot and sweaty. Texas, my only problem is that some conventions in Texas, it's early morning and I'm already drenched. It is so
Mm-hmm.
moist and humid in Texas. But the food is
Mm-hmm.
good. Everything costs way less than California. And everybody's really nice.
Come to San Japan. No,
Hey.
one of our other friends, a mutual of ours, Annie, we brought her down to help at the booth at San Japan,
Yeah.
and her first time uh, in San Antonio, she got
Mm-hmm.
off the plane, she said, and was just miserable.
No, my poor
So,
baby. She's
yeah, I would
she's
have to agree with you. If you're not used to the Texas
amazing.
weather,
Again,
the
Kim
humidity and all that
absolutely
stuff.
saw her and was like, "You are gonna work for me." She has a big girl
Mm-hmm.
job, everything. She's like super high up in a marketing in a company. I don't want to say which, just in case, but she just does Senpai Squad on the weekends.
Yep,
So then
yep.
you saw Kim and you're like, "All right, tag me back in, coach." And then how did you guys ended up work with end up working with Vishojo, which is how we ended up
Um,
meeting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a story that Kim kind of gave me the small details
Mm-hmm,
on.
mm-hmm.
But I guess at Level Up Expo one year, Vishojo and Senpai Squad were back to back, and you know how
Oh,
most cons just have pipe and drape.
yeah.
He kind of peeked his head
Yeah.
behind and was like, "Hey, what's Vishojo all about?" And then
Yeah. Kim is like
back
that. He's
then,
super
yeah,
friendly, super personable. He absolutely would do that.
they bonded over alcohol.
Of course they did.
Because back then everybody was drinking at their booths.
Yeah.
That's the only way you would
Wait,
survive.
really? Oh, I'm late. Ugh, I
You're
came
very
too
late. You're
late
very
to the
late.
scene. No.
We would have cases of soju behind the booth
Ah,
almost every
incredible.
time.
Incredible.
But yeah, they met at Level Up Expo, and then at Anime Expo, Kim was like, "Hey, my friends need help. Can you help them?" So I'm like, "Sure." I walk over to the other booth, and they're doing everything set up on Wednesday, Thursday,
Hmm.
and I'm just there, doing what I got to do. But then when the con starts, they're like, "Can we keep you?
Wait,
Can we need
so
help with?"
were you already working with Vishojo before I debuted it, or was that kind of like all at the same time?
Before you debuted.
Okay,
I
but
was
like
I was there
maybe a year?
when Vishojo Next was announced. That was my very
Ah,
first experience
yeah,
with
I think that was about a
anything VTuber related.
year or half a year before me. I'm
Hmm.
trying
It
to
was
remember.
about a year and a half.
Yeah. Oh, right. Because then after that, yeah, it was about a year and a half. Nice. I was in
Yeah.
another corporal at that point. Wink, wink. If you know. Cool. So
Yeah,
then,
they
yeah, by the
they
time we met, you were already because, like I said, by the time I met you, you were already kind of known as if you need anything, as that guy from Senpai Squad. He knows everything.
I had no clue who Kason was.
Oh my God, the
And they were like,
pandemonium.
You're gonna escort her everywhere,
Yeah,
she's
you're her
attached to your hip
security.
at Anime Expo, and I'm
Hmm.
like, you got it. And my friends back home were freaking out because then knew who Keisan was, and I was just
Yeah.
I don't.
You're
What's
like, I'm
the
just
big
here.
deal?
I'm just here. I got sexy lady. I'm just here. I'm just here to
Um,
protect sexy lady.
yep. But yeah, no. After that, they were just like, if you need anything, just call me, and it just became a thing. And then we started getting into the tech,
Mm-hmm.
because of my tech background,
Yep.
and we
By
did
the
the
way, we had to help
walkarounds
him
and then
set
all
up
that
the
stuff.
the call for this podcast. By the way.
I'm not an OBS power user at all. These buttons confuse me.
Yeah, so it kind of evolved into eventually so at first I think like V Shoujo was kind of the first, the only people to really do like convention walkarounds because they had like the
Mhm,
backpack, right? But then it kind of developed into more people doing them. And then eventually you invested in your own tech. So now when you're doing
mhm.
convention walkarounds, that's your own tech that you bought with your own money.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
So you're just
Um,
doing it from the
and
bottom
and
of your heart. Does Biggs and Treya pay you?
she's given me money, and I reluctantly take it and invest it back. And that
Ah,
goes with other VTubers too. And I'm
damn,
just
I
like, you
never
guys
paid
don't
you.
have to give me any money.
I never
And
paid
that
you.
also includes you. No, no, that also includes you. You sent me the Oshi uplink, and then you were like,
Oh, I forgot
have
about
fun.
that. Okay, technically I don't feel so bad. Yeah, at one point I think he was going to a con and you were like, "Oh, like I forget what it was. It was like hotel or something." And I was like, "Here, let me give you the money. Go ahead." Okay, so technically, yeah.
Yeah,
It
you
was more
paid me.
so
You
a
paid me.
joke.
Yeah.
It was more so a joke, like, those Biggs and Trey pay you. But it is really cool to see you do this now, kind of out of your own. I just want to know. So, two things. Number one, how does poor Kim do it, letting such a good worker go away and help other booths? Because now you're helping. I think you helped the Iron Mouse booth at Anime Expo. You were helping the Gamer Subs booth. You do a lot of Gamer Subs booth now. What other booths have you
Mhm.
been helping out?
V1 Tech.
Yeah, I think you've
Uh,
already helped Giga's booth.
I did help the Giga
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Matara booth at Holiday
Yeah,
Matsuri.
yeah.
Uh, the Zen booth at Anime
Mm-hmm,
Impulse.
mm-hmm.
A couple of other friends that have their brands that
Yeah.
unfortunately no longer exist because of
Wah,
COVID.
wah. That sucks.
Yeah,
Hope
but
they can bring him back,
I
but
get
I
around. I
understand.
get around.
Hey, he
I
gets
know.
around. I would just feel bad. I mean, I would love to get Kim on record to say how does it feel because as a boss, there's nothing worse than having your best employee go and be taken by everybody else, but also knowing that like, oh, I want them shining and, being at other
Mhm.
booths, but God, it must be so hard.
I think that's like my biggest weakness. I will always say yes to Kim, and that means I get scheduled to work like 3 hours there and 3 hours
Mm-hmm.
at the next booth, and then maybe an hour or two walk around. And he takes care of me, so I make sure that I
Yeah.
try and return that favor.
I
Yeah.
don't think that's a weakness. That's called loyalty, right? Don't get me wrong. I
Hmm.
think it's amazing, right? That we have adopted you. And I love how helpful you are to VTubers. It's awesome that GamerSubs has adopted you and all these other places. But I love that you still have that loyalty to like, I started doing this with Kim. And maybe, Kim and Senpai Squad doesn't have the clout, as we could say, as say a Matara Khan, a Giga, or as in Treya, or an Iron Mouse. But I still love that you are like, that's my homie. I got to give him at least a little bit of time at his booth at the bare minimum. I think that's
Hmm.
really cool of you. Seriously.
I just do what I can to stay busy. Because I mean,
Yeah.
I used to go to conventions and do nothing but party and drink, and
Hey.
now I'm like, I can party and drink and get paid.
And get paid and do some work. So I want to know on average, do you know how many conventions okay, before you answer, I want those of you listening to give me a list of how many conventions you went to last year. I think me as a streamer, probably the most amount of conventions I have been to as a streamer is maybe a convention a month. And that's like really pushing it, right? Like a convention a month, maybe, 10 conventions a year. How many conventions have you been at last year?
Well, I'm
Open
about to
your
hit 4 this month alone.
for this month alone. Okay, what were the other two? So we did. Oh my God! Wait, you were at Anime Expo. What happened after Anime Expo?
DreamCon in Houston.
Oh my God! And then you came
Um,
back. So you were at Anime Expo LA. Then you flew
yep,
to Houston for DreamCon. Then you flew
yep,
back to San Jose for Off Guy. Now you're flying
yep,
back to DC for Otakon. That is
yep.
crazy. Your miles must go crazy.
I do get the miles. I do get the miles.
Oh my goodness.
um,
Do you have any spreadsheet from last year? I'm so curious.
I can try and find one. Yeah.
Please.
But I
I'd
think
love to
last year
know.
I probably hit 28 conventions, something like that. And
That
that
is
doesn't include like
insane.
the random blockbuster trip that Zen and I took.
Oh yeah, with the the haunted. So for
Yeah,
anybody
and then
realizing, there's 52 weekends a year. So that means more than half, like every second weekend, Oscar's at a convention. And they're not all in Texas. There's a lot on the East Coast. There's like some, as
mhm.
you said, Midwest. There's some on the West Coast. And darn, if you could rank your top conventions and explain to me why you're ranking them there. I know it's tough, but there must be some
Oh,
conventions where like the location and the vibe and the people, they're your favorites for some reason.
oh, that's a good one.
It can even be like, hey,
I
Matara, the parties are the best.
so I mean, I think the stuff to do after the hall closes is kind of what carries the convention after the fact.
Really?
Well, as an exhibitor, I mean, if you're an attendee, you're having a blast all day.
Yeah,
But as an
yeah, yeah, yeah.
exhibitor, you know, you're enjoying the time at the booth. But then after that, it's like, do you just want to go to the room and chill and
No, you
go
need
to
something
bed, or do you want to,
strong.
socialize and party?
Mm-hmm.
I would probably put MomoCon at the top for what
Really?
happens after. Yeah,
Oh
MomoCon
wait,
just
is
being
MomoCon in one of those big like kind of MacFests? Is MomoCon and MacFest in the same?
no, 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 no.
Okay, but
MomoCon is Atlanta.
is it one of those types of hotels where it's like everyone's just partying all the time, any time of the night, any time of the day?
Close, close.
Okay,
It,
tell
it
me.
is connected to a hotel that has your party floor and all of that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
But MomoCon itself, just being in downtown Atlanta, also has just
Mm.
a whole bunch of things to do. So
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I think after that, I would probably put MagFest up there as well because that
Because
is
it's a
the,
party.
the you know the
So the way
one
you're
venue
ranking
with
your
everything.
cons is party con. That's how you're ranking them.
Well, I mean, I would let Kim rank them based on sales and attendance
Yeah,
and
yeah,
all of that
yeah,
stuff. But
yeah.
I
Ugh.
just work
Booth
here, so.
costs, right? Yeah. Like for example, I hate any convention that happens in San Diego Convention Center if I'm boothing there because you cannot bring your stuff in. You need to like pay
Hmm.
their service to bring your stuff in and it costs you so much money. Versus say in other conventions, you can just wheel your stuff in, no problem. You won't get charged. Sometimes the difference is like an exhibitor booth can be like $2,000 and another place will charge you 20, right? And
Hmm.
there's a lot more profit that you have to do to cover a $2,000 booth or a $20,000 booth. So,
Yeah. So no,
so
I would have to agree
MacFest
with
is
you.
high up for you. Go on.
San Diego Comic Con is probably at the bottom for me.
Yeah.
Even though it just happened and all of that doomsday stuff, got announced and more Marvel things. But the convention itself is just a no-go from me.
Serious question. Well, I'm going to give you my answer and then I'm asking you the question back. I actually
Mhm.
feel lately that bigger conventions are less fun for me. Even though there's more work for me, there's usually bigger brands to work with, right? Like Anime Expo, I worked with Nikkei and it was huge and just getting busier. But I feel like just the amount of time it takes me to get to every activation, how busy it is. Like Anime Expo, for
Mhm.
example, you couldn't park, took you forever to get out of the venue, took you all that stuff versus like a WeepCon or even an Offkai that we just did or a MacFest. You can get to everything. There's a lot of fun stuff. You actually have time to like chill in the hotel lobby, which is crazy. Anime Expo, forget it. There's no time to chill anywhere. Do you feel the same
Mhm.
way where big conventions are harder for you to enjoy?
Oh yeah, 100%. Um,
Everything
and and,
costs
and
more. So there's this weird FOMO of like I can't like ever do anything. I have to be like working and maximizing everything, right? Cuz you got to pay the booth, you got to pay the coworkers, the everything, the salaries.
mhm. The one exception though is if you leave the venue and you've got the danger dogs on the corner.
What's the
You
danger
you you,
dogs?
you don't know what oh
Oh, is
man.
that where they
So
like cook the hot dogs in
the
front of
hot
you?
dogs
Yeah.
on the
Oh, they have
very
that.
sketchy grill
They
and
have
they're
that
just hot
everywhere
dog,
in
hot dog, hot
LA.
dog.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, if you have danger dogs just outside the convention center, you
Oh
get a,
yeah.
plus one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Plus one. Plus one. So for you, you ranking. I definitely. Do you remember the old convention center where Off Guy was in? The one before they
Mhm.
moved here. I really liked it. It just to me, MacFest, old Off Guy, WeepCon. I guess they're kind of called like resort hotels, right?
Yep.
Where it almost is like a big atrium in the middle. It looks like it's outside, but it's inside the hotel. It's got a ton of restaurants. It's got like seven different hotels attached to each other. It just feels like one big playground, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
I
No, I
really like those.
I think you'd get a kick out of
Colossal.
Colossal Con. Yeah, I was trying to think of the name. I was like, oh my god, there's so many of them now.
Is that the one that we
But
talked about at dinner that now people just like drink and swim and it's gotten really
yep,
horny?
yep.
No, that I wouldn't really enjoy it.
I, there's more to do because it is at a water park resort.
Um,
And they've created like a franchise out of them.
uh-huh.
So all of the Kalaharis are kind of different.
Mm.
So each one, you'll get a little different vibe.
The
So the
Matara
one in
Con
Texas,
Con at
y- y-
Colossal Con.
mhm. The one in Texas, I like a lot. It's a smaller Kalahari and it's super chill. But the one in Ohio, the prime one or the main
Yeah.
one, is where the horniness kind of kicks it up to 11 or 12, and
Eh.
yeah.
Eh. Not not super interested in that one. But okay, so you said MacFest. What was the other one? It was WeebCon, right? That you said? No.
MomoCon and WeebCon.
MomoCon and WeebCon and
Mhm.
MacFest. Nice.
I would put Offkai up there too, just because when the hall closed
Mm-hmm.
and I was doing a walk around with Limes, we kind of went out there for a little bit, and the vibes were just awesome.
Mm-hmm.
She was able to talk to a couple more people, but you saw everybody posted up with their standee, and kind
Yeah.
of it was like a totem pole, right? You
Yeah.
saw the standee of that one VTuber, and then the community kind of flocked to that, and then just
Yeah.
hung out and did their thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I would put Offkai up there, and if they're growing at the rate that they are, you
Yeah.
know, big
Uh,
things coming, good
they
things
are.
coming.
They are. I mean, just 2 years. I didn't go to the last year's off guy. By 2 years ago, the off guy was much smaller. Even though the hotel
Hmm.
was big, the convention center itself was much smaller. So it is always interesting to see. Like, I think I went to Anime Impulse Dallas, and then I went back to WeepCon, and just seeing how much bigger one convention was than the other is really interesting. Oh no, wait,
Hmm.
never mind. They were in different convention centers, so it wasn't in the same convention center,
Yeah, same city.
just different
But
convention
one,
center.
yeah, the Anime Impulse Dallas was, I think, just one hall of that entire convention
Yeah.
center.
But it's a new
And then
con, right? It's Anime
yeah,
Impulse
yeah.
is big in the in California, but it's still growing in Texas. So it's very exciting, and I feel like sometimes people feel this big FOMO when they don't go to an anime expo. But I'm telling you honestly, I have so much fun at the smaller convention, and I'm actually able. So, for example, at the big conventions like Anime Expo, I do feel it's a little bit more not a risk, but you're kind of in a weirder position if you kind of want to just do stuff with the fans. Because if there's ever like any kind of fire hazard or anything, the security is really strict with you. But say at
Hmm.
Offkai just now, I was smoking cigarettes in the park, right? There was the rodent cigarette meetup, and I was just out there in the park smoking menthols with the momos.
Hmm.
Because it's just having a smaller con also feels a little bit more down to earth, if that makes sense. And even if people recognize you, they don't really like run at you in a way they would at an anime expo.
For sure, for sure. Anime Central still kind of feels like that.
Ooh.
I went last year for the
Mm-hmm.
first time after like 6 years,
Mm-hmm.
and back in the day, you would hear caramel dancing in the
Yup.
halls, and the yaoi paddles, and
Yup.
all of that
Yup.
stuff that
Yup.
happened before COVID. Anime Central still carry those
They
vibes.
they never got rid of the
They,
of the yaoi paddles.
but the Midwest is behind on the times. Again,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would leave the Midwest and hit the convention on the East and West Coast and was just blown away. But then I'd come back and I'm like, this is okay too. It's still very cozy.
I wanted to talk to you about this. Okay, so you know how they talk about how in music trends are coming back? Like I am now seeing people dress the way I used to dress 20 years ago or 25 years ago. I feel like conventions have kind of started in a good way, in the most positive way, regressing back to like the fact that we are now having ParkCon in the way that it used to be a thing. The way that, things are kind of coming back to the where the novels were written, you know? It
Hmm.
feels nice. How do you what do you think about that? What's your take on that?
I think you're right.
Is it just the inevitability of everybody's nostalgic and at some points you don't want to do activities. You just want to say, "Hey everybody, we're going to the park. Wear your stuff." Like I've been seeing people kind of run around in a circle with like their light sticks and stuff. That's
Hmm.
something that would have happened 10 years ago,
Oh
honestly.
yeah, for sure. It's
And it's so
it's
cool to see it again.
trying to think of the word. Mitosis, right? Like there's or the
Mm.
bubble gets so big that this little thing that's happening in that bubble becomes its own thing. and then that gets
Yeah.
big too. So it kind of resets within that little one,
Mm-hmm.
but then it gains the notoriety. So I mean, that's how ParkCon and the ParkCon was created from Fanime being
Mm-hmm.
too strict with
Mm-hmm.
certain things, and now it's its own thing with permits and all of that stuff. This Offkai ParkCon is, I think, kind of on that path,
Yeah, that is
minus the
gonna
foot
become.
juice.
Yeah, yeah. The foot juice probably for anybody wondering if you don't know what foot juice is. Would you like to explain foot juice or should I?
No, no, you go ahead.
All right. So basically, if you come to the park and there's a bunch of people hanging out, some are smoking cigarettes, some might have a beer, whatever, and then there's usually going to be a really pretty girl or boy. I don't discriminate in a cosplay, and they're going to dip their feet in like Gatorade or whatever, and sometimes it's free where you just get under them and open your mouth, and they will drip the juice of the Gatorade or whatever from their foot into your mouth, or sometimes you got to pay like $5. Um, and yeah, that is foot juice. That is foot juice.
It ParkCon, yeah.
ParkCon. It is something that I would love to see happen more, but you do wonder where eventually it kind of becomes a little bit regulated. Like this ParkCon at Offkai, I saw that people lit a fire at a certain point. I don't know if you saw that.
Was standing about 10 feet from it,
Oh,
but
what
it
happened?
was so there was somebody that was cooking, I think either hot dogs or just grilling beef for their tacos.
Uh-huh.
But one of the tanks, they had two little butane or propane tanks.
Mm-hmm.
But one of them just kind of exploded,
Ah,
and the table
that
itself
sounds
is one of those
very
plastic
safe.
tables. Yeah, so it kind of melted quick, and the flame just kind of grew from there.
Oh,
Believe it or not, Kim was the first one to run over there
I believe
and
it.
grab
That's
the
him.
legs of the table and put it on the concrete, because it was
He's
on the
so
on the grass
Yeah, yeah,
itself.
yeah. And I need you guys to realize, Kim, if you're listening, I love you very much. But Kim is like 120 pounds soaking wet. You know, he's a little guy. He's a little guy, and I love him. He's a little guy, big ambitious dreams, big work ethic. The fact that everybody probably stood there with their mouths open and Kim ran up and flipped the table, fully believable. And yeah, I heard one of
And
Ashton Martin's community members was also there. Yeah,
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 yeah.
he ran to his car, grabbed the towel, and then came back and then started fanning it out real quick.
Darn.
So it could have been a lot worse, but the quick thinking of everybody that was able
Yeah.
to help prevented it from getting shut down.
What
So
did you do,
that's
Oscar, in this situation? How did you help?
by the time I turned around, after being shocked at the horchata juice, it was already
Mm-hmm.
taken care of. So
Heck yeah. That's what I appreciate. That's what I appreciate. That's fun. It's been really cool to see this. Also, I wonder if this is also a natural byproduct of there's smaller VTuber conventions popping up, right? For example, God bless PAX, but PAX isn't what it used to be. There's also been a lot of conventions that either died out or kind of re-became an anime or VTuber con. Some anime
mhm.
cons, if you saw, kind of absorbed VTubing into them to kind of get back into the
Mhm.
scheme of things. Also, in general, just anime is way bigger than ever before. It used to be a niche thing, and now anime is very mainstream. I mean, you're even seeing anime stuff now at Comic Con, which is wild. Like that used to be so traditional. So it's been changing. The tides are changing.
Yeah, that's probably one of the reasons I'm headed to Otakon. I guess in the last year or two,
Mhm.
they kind of changed directions and are pushing for a lot of VTubers.
Oh, really? What
I,
I know
I
for anybody that doesn't know, apparently the convention came first before the Metal Gear character. Just so you know.
so that's some lore I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I last year when I went, it was to help Senpai Squad. But then
Mm-hmm.
when I got there, Kim has to drive the van from Houston to
Oh.
East Coast, West Coast conventions.
Aye.
So
Poor Kim.
he
So
decided
you're
to
telling
not
me,
go to
I'm so
Otakon.
sorry. So Kim just recently drove back the van from San Jose, and he's basically driving the van straight to DC. Or is that
So
you saying that
thankfully,
he's not going this time?
last year that would have been the case. This year he's got his little fleet. So he's got the West
Ah,
Coast vans, but he does have the one in
nice.
Houston that he has to drive to the East Coast.
Ooh,
So he's
not
on his
good.
way
Not
to
good.
DC right now, if I had to guess.
I'm so sorry. I already feel the pain. Oh boy. Oh boy. How many conventions do you have on your calendar before the end of the year? So we're about to enter the 8th month. What have you
Mhm.
got in August? Tell me your August, September, October, November schedule. What's it looking like?
Anime NYC is on my radar. I'm
Hmm.
waiting on a couple of things
A couple of
before I can commit to it.
confirmations. Yeah. And then
Yeah,
also
yeah,
San
yeah.
Japan.
After that, I have San Japan. Yup.
Hmm.
Um, I was told I was going to V Expo, and that's 2 weeks
Hey!
after San Japan.
And it's in England.
It'll be my first time in the UK. I'm
That's
excited.
really exciting for you. What the heck? I think they moved TwitchCon from October this year to November, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, yeah, that threw me off there for a second because I was talking with gamer subs and they were like, "Yeah, no rush on getting stuff figured out. We got time." And I'm looking at my calendar. I'm like,
No,
"Oh
we
wow,
don't.
November."
No, we
Yeah,
don't.
I'll go to sleep tonight and wake up and it'll already be November 1st.
Yep, it passes so quickly. I don't know how it happens, but it really, really does.
Mm-hmm. Zen wanted to do like a camping stream, so we got to figure that out
That's
with
really fun.
Sklimbo and Papa Mutt.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Um,
You behave with my wife.
we'll figure that one out. But yeah, it slows down a little bit towards the end of the year.
Hmm.
Besides like holiday Matsuri in December.
Yeah.
Um,
I hope I can
but
go this year.
do it,
I
and then
wasn't
we can
able
go
to
to
go last year.
Disney
Yes,
or
but
Universal.
my only problem is usually holiday Matsuri. Let me see when it falls this year. It falls a little too close to Christmas, and I'm
Hmm.
worried to fly there and then miss going home for Christmas. So instead, I just have to commit. It's December 18th to 20th, right? But that means if I
Hmm.
fly back on the 21st, it's a little bit earlier this year. Some years it happens like until the 23rd, right?
Yeah, so it's always the weekend before Christmas. So
Maybe I
if
just commit.
Christmas happens to be on a Wednesday, then
Yeah. Tell me your experience with holiday Matsuri.
I love it. I love
How
it,
high do you
and
rank it compared to like the off guy? Like the off guy that we just had was incredible. How high
mhm.
do you rank it? Also, Holiday Matsuri staff, if you're listening, stop listening. Tune out, tune out.
uh, I would put it above Off Guide.
Oh, what do
Sorry.
you love about it so much?
So before it moved to the convention center, it was actually at a water park resort hotel next
Stop.
to
Okay,
Disney.
I understand what you loved about it so much. Women in
So,
bikinis. Women in
uh,
bikinis. I
so-
understand. You don't even have to say it twice. I get it. I get it.
but a water park convention in the winter, like Christmas themed, it just it checked all the boxes off.
Yeah.
It was perfect. Um, but they moved it away from that hotel,
Hmm.
and it's still being pretty close at a convention center to Disney and Universal. If you're done with the convention, you can just spend the rest of your day at Universal or something.
Yeah. That
Hmm.
is fun. That would be good. Ooh. So last year, Giga and I had a booth, and I was supposed to be there in person, but too many things added up, and I wasn't able to do the travel. So instead, I kind of supported her best I could with doing a ton of meet and greets and a ton of everything from home. But yeah, you're convincing me. Holiday Matsuri, folks, I might just be at your door. I might just be at your door real soon. You just reminded me of something. Hold on. Oscar, I need to type
Oh,
something down so I don't forget. If this ever happens, you guys can go back to this episode and say, she did it at Holiday Matsuri.
uh-oh.
Okay. Oscar, you have activated my third eye. My chakras, you have aligned them. My Sharingan, as they say. Actually, no. Neji was the Byakugan, I think, if I remember correctly.
The Byakugan, yup.
Okay, sorry. Back to it. I wrote down. It's because I have this thing now where if I have an idea, it has to be written down immediately. Otherwise, I will forget it. I will otherwise, unfortunately, forget my idea fully. How
I'm the same way.
how does how do you find time for yourself between the conventions?
I actually just kind of turn everything off.
Mm-hmm.
So I work a 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 in tech, and that involves me being on the computer a lot. It involves me being on social media a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And once I'm done with the day, I probably doom scroll for 5-10 minutes. I like a
I
couple
thought you were
tweets.
gonna
I
say
like a
five,
couple.
10 hours.
No, 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 no. And just kind of get my daily fix.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I'm at the gym. For maybe an hour or two. I come home. I decompress, dinner, hang out with a friend through Discord or something.
Aw.
Um, and then from there, it's practically time for bed.
Yeah,
And
you go again.
you call yourself a hag, but I've been getting called ancient. The more and more I explain to people my routine, and then they find out how old I am, and I might have you beat if I'm getting called ancient.
I mean, it's how you carry yourself. I'm sure you get carded places sometimes. I'm sure you do. Even though you got the big muscles, you just have forever baby face. You really have forever baby face.
I think another VTuber is like was like, yo, what the frick? Like, how old are you? And I'm like, I'm this old. And they're like, there's no way. I would have guessed you're like 27. So I'll take that.
Hey,
I'll take
you take those and you run with those.
that.
Do you have any funny or stories that come to mind when I say what's a great story you can tell me about a convention you've been at? The Kim being too drunk to sell his merch and you stepping in as one of them. What about any
Mhm.
other ones that come to mind?
Just recently, I mean, at Offkai, you did steal my story about the maid dress. I tuned in and
Yeah.
you so I put this maid dress on that was one
Mm-hmm.
size too small on me
Yep.
and wore it all day, at the
Mm-hmm.
con, 10 to 6. I was told to wear it to a little mixer right after
Yeah.
because the mixer had
A
already
little dinner.
started. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
sure, I'll commit. I'll wear it to the
Yeah,
mixer.
because you had to finish late, and then by the time it started, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. And then I'm like, okay, there's a little bit of a window that I can change out of it and then make it to dinner.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was told, no, just wear it to dinner. You're already wearing it. It's already
Yeah,
7 p.m. So I'm like,
yeah. Come to
okay,
dinner. We miss you. Mm-hmm.
it's I'll wear it to dinner. And this restaurant has to be one of the nicest restaurants in San Jose.
It was very nice. It was like it was a very nice steakhouse. We had a private room, but to get to the private room, he had to walk through all the patrons.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then after that, I went to the anime rave.
Hmm. Of course you
Um,
did.
I had to support Find the Rabbit. She's
True.
one of our OGs, DJs, and visuals.
Ooh.
So had to swing by and support for an hour or
See
two.
what I said about loyalty? That's what you got. That's who he is. He's a loyal guy. Go on.
Yeah, around that time it was 1 a.m. I see Timmy, my roommate for the hotel, in the lobby. He's drinking
Hey.
with his friends, and I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna head up to bed, change, and shower and all that stuff.
Hmm.
Um, I'm up there, and being a slightly big guy, I can't already reach the back of the center of my back with both my arms. And the maid dress zipper is right there.
Hmm.
So I spent maybe 20 minutes trying to reach for it, take it off. I'm like on the counter with my shoulder popping, trying to get it.
Ooh.
Um, so I messaged maybe 7 people and was like, "Hey, are you free? It's 1 a.m. I'm pretty sure they're all partying." I called Timmy. He's downstairs in the lobby, but he's not responding. He's probably, having a good time drinking.
The best part is, no,
Uh,
we were actually all hanging out and talking that night, I think. I think I came back from karaoke and like Timmy is my security as well. And he was just downstairs with two IRL friends. And I was like, I'll sit
mhm.
with you guys for 5 minutes. Ended up being 2 hours. If you
Yeah,
had
you're crazy.
just come downstairs, we could have gotten your maid dress stuff fixed.
I after messaging and not getting a response and it being 1 a.m., I brushed my
Hmm.
teeth in it. I could barely raise my arm because of how tight it was. I just kind of give up and was like, okay, I'm going to
Yeah.
bed in this. And I wake up, and the first thing at 8:30, I'm like, Tippy, please unzip me. He just wakes up laughing. I'm like, thank God. But I had the skin just kind of squished in where the seams were
Hmm.
all day the next day.
Ooh, because I remember asking you if you were sore, and you're like, "Yes, I am so sore."
Yeah, so I don't really toss and turn when I sleep, and I get made fun of the way I sleep when I
Because
share
you
a room
sleep
with
kind of like
Senpai
you're
Squad or anything, because I
in
just
a
sleep like I'm a
coffin.
vampire. I'm just yeah,
Yup, yup, yup,
and I
yup.
don't move, I don't make a sound or anything. But when I was sleeping at Offkai and I tried to toss and turn with this majors on, I could not move, so it felt like I was wearing a straight jacket.
I will tell you, my trick always, if I have a dress on and I can't put it on by myself, I just call and I say, could you send up room service? If it's late at night, like it was for you, and you're at a convention where you probably know a million people, just go downstairs, be like, haha, guys, can't get out of my maid outfit. Promise me you're going to do that next time.
I'm gonna get the right size next time.
But then again, you still won't be able to unzip it because you're not going to be able to get your arm back there.
Ooh, we'll
You will
cross that
run
bridge when
into
we get
this.
to it.
Oh, you're so
If my arms
stubborn.
if my arms get bigger by then yes.
Oscar, I don't know how your arms could possibly get bigger.
Oh, they will. Just watch.
I don't know. Okay, so realistically, there is some kind of like natural drop-off point where your muscles just can't keep growing, correct?
Yes, naturally.
Okay. Naturally.
We're not. Yeah.
I guess they don't test you for those things at big tech, huh? Unnaturally. Now you're talking my language, Matara.
Yep.
Obviously, for anybody listening, this is a joke. Legally speaking, in case big tech is listening, this is a joke. But yeah, I wonder, is there a way that you could ever check, like, if you've even hit, like, your potential or your limit?
I'm sure you can get like a DEXA scan or something.
A what scan?
It's a DEXA scan. It's like where you lay on the bed and then kind of like a CAT scan machine.
I just feel like, you know who Brian Johnson is?
Mm-mm.
You're in tech. You must know. He's like the guy that's like, oh, I'm trying not to age.
Oh,
and he's like taking the blood of
and
his
then
child.
he got some crazy disease. And
yeah. I bet you he would know how to do that. I bet you he would know how to do that. I bet you he probably knows like how much more workouts he can do.
I'm also really, really bad with names. I will see your face and I will remember it. You know, like there's no tomorrow.
My last name is Khan. What is my first name? It rhymes with Atara.
Patara. You're the Dragon Ball Z rings, Patara.
All right, I got to give you a quick one because we got to wrap this one up. For anybody that wants more, that's going to be on the Patreon. But very quickly, could you tease me a little bit about your workout routine and what is you said you only work out 3 times a week. How do you view the gym? How do you get in and out of the gym? Give us a little teaser of what we're going to talk about on the Patreon.
Her age is showing. I go to the gym 6 days a week when I'm not going to conventions. Ooh. But then I go to the gym 3 times a week when I'm at conventions.
3 times a week, like during that convention, you mean, right? Like you're there 3 times during the convention.
No. So like the week of the convention itself, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll go to the gym Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I'll try and go either Thursday or Friday. But then I will skip Saturday depending on how crazy things get.
You're crazy.
And then on a regular week, I'm there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Skip either Saturday or Sunday, depending on.
I thought you had to have rest days.
You can do one rest day.
Okay, now, all right. Sorry, everybody. I'm cutting this off here because
you can do one rest day.
In the Patreon, could you please build me a workout routine, a regimen that I can begin doing and I can bring with myself to conventions, all right? Before I let you go, is there anything you would like to tell the Momos currently listening or any new fans listening?
Buy the merch. Keep supporting Matara.
You're so sweet. But for real, you guys should check out the Senpai Squad merch because that is the booth that Oscar started. Well, you already were at conventions, but you really started boothing at conventions with Senpai Squad. And now I am a part of Senpai Squad and they are wonderful. And again, I know Kim hasn't been on the podcast yet. We're only a few episodes in, but he is one of the kindest, sweetest, most hardworking people. Honestly, I wish I had him on the podcast tonight, to be quite frank with you.
Easy. Okay, bye.
Bye. And again, quick advice. I forgot to ask you. I did want to ask this on the main episode. Anything that you think folks can do to stand out in a meet and greet?
Oh, man. To stand out in a meet and greet.
I know that's a rough one. I'm sorry.
That is a rough one. I actually like the bit where if you have a photo taken of you at a previous one, you bring that with you, either if it's on your phone or printed. And I've seen people bring printed ones for IRLs, like when they're meeting,
That's so good.
Yeah. So I like those, and I've seen somebody I think do like 4 at least now.
I love every con. You just add them up, and what's even better that way is, as you said, print it out or have like a picture on your phone. Because sometimes at the convention, your phone won't work. Like you won't be able to actually go through your photos or get on the internet. So actually print it out if you can.
Yeah,
that is
print
a
it out
good
for
answer.
sure.
Thanks, Oscar. I'll see you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Summer's here, and you know what that means. The sun's out, and it's time to show everyone what you're all about. Hags Hat, a new joint venture from Matara and Mint Phantom. The Hags Hat for people who just love the classics. Turbo breathable mesh sides, varsity fonts so people think you're educated. Sturdy built to protect your sensitive little eyes, and adjustable sizing. Hags Hat. We live in complicated times, and it can be hard to express who you are, what you value, what you're looking for in a summer, in a companion, in life. Hags hat. The hat does it all tastefully, legally, and with full deniability. But wait, there's more. Order one Hags hat and you will receive one Hags hat at full standard cost. Order two and you will receive two Hags hats for you and a friend, or two for you to wear on top of each other. Order a third Hags hat, and that's right, you guessed it, you will receive 3 Hags hats. Disclaimer, one size fits all claim based on human proportions. Sizing not guaranteed for various animalia and extraterrestrial heads. State-of-the-art build cannot protect eyes when looking directly into the sun. Matara and Mid Phantom cannot be held liable if your summer is bad, boring, or otherwise not great. This hat cannot replace a degree from an accredited university. Purchase multiple hats has no impact on greatness of summer. Hag not included.